Hi, friends. Today we're diving into something so foundational to living a life of intention and joy, a family vision. If you've ever felt like your family is drifting without a clear direction, or if you're longing for more purpose in your everyday life, this, friends, is the episode for you. Welcome to There Will Be Joy. I'm your host, Lauren Alonso, and I am a wife and Southern mama of four and counting. I'm that crazy friend of yours who's always ready to dream big with you, cheer you on as you dance to the beat of your own drum, and help you find the silver lining in every situation. I'm here as your host to help inspire you to live with joy, equip you with every listen, and empower you in your journey. I believe that life is a series of stories worth telling. And in this podcast, I'm going to share my own stories, the stories of others, and practical tools to help you explore how to live with intention and purpose no matter what is thrown your way. My hope is that you smile a lot, cry a little, and laugh so hard that eventually you pee your pants. Not kidding, friend. You are welcome at our table, so pull up a seat. On our second day, Adam and I went kayaking on Lake Jocassee. I'll never forget watching the ducks dive head first underwater, butts unashamedly in the air as we talked about our outlandish dreams and desires for our family and our future. Not necessarily our family, but little did we know we would be a family sooner than we thought. Adam talked about his desire to see the Great West and Yellowstone and how COVID had wrecked those plans because he was on his way. And I told him about my desire to travel with kids in an RV and adventure and see the world together. That conversation lives deep within me, and I hold on to that dream knowing one day in the future, when our kids are a little older, that's the kind of life I want them to see and live. You need moments of vision like that, because when your reality doesn't fit the direction of your heart, you can feel off, like you're lost and even unfulfilled at times. As I'm recording this podcast right now, we are not ready for that kind of adventure in our life. I'm currently baking at 20 weeks. We have a almost 11-month-old, a 3-year-old, and an almost 6-year-old, not to mention our adult son. Second, we actually don't even own an RV. So third, they're just too young, in my opinion, for my patience to travel, and financially, we're just not free enough yet to roam in that kind of way. Traveling doesn't fit us in this season, but it does give us a pull of where we need to be 5 or 6 years from now to make that happen. Creating a vision can actually help you align your actions and decisions with your values and goals for the long haul, so you can actually plan and bring those visions to life. As we talk about creating a family vision, I'm reminding of Habakkuk 2:2, which says, "Write the vision and make it plain, so that he may run and read it." This scripture encourages us to be clear about our dreams and keep them in front of us. Just like the prophet Habakkuk was instructed to write down the vision so that he could easily remember it and it could be followed, we should too. We should keep our family vision visible and central in our lives. This helps us stay focused on our purpose, even when life's challenges try to pull us away. When we keep our vision in sight, we can navigate our journey with greater clarity and intention, always moving toward the life that we feel called to live. Hey friends, let's keep this conversation going. I love for you to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram, where I share daily inspiration, behind the scenes moments, and more ways to find joy in every season. Whether it's a sneak peek into our family life, a new recipe, or a daily dose of encouragement, you'll find it all there. Make sure to check out my stories and connect with me. I love talking to you guys in the DMs. Follow along and let's build community that inspires, equips, and empowers each other to live a life of joy. A family vision is like having a roadmap for where you want to go together. It helps you make decisions and prioritize what really matters most in every single season. So you're not just saying yes to everything that comes your way. Instead, you're choosing what aligns with your goals and values as a family. This focus helps you stick together through life's chaos, making sure that you're always on the same page, moving forward as a team. It's all about creating a life that feels true to who you are and what you want to be about, but also about bringing you together in the process. Okay, so let's talk about building a family legacy. When you create a family vision, you're not just thinking about today or tomorrow. You're actually laying a foundation for your legacy. because that's like generations upon generations. You're setting the tone for how you want your family to live, love, and grow together. When your kids see you making these decisions about your life together and your shared vision, they learn what matters most and they carry those values with them long into adulthood and even into their parenting. This sets them up so that they make intentional choices and live purposely as they grow up, knowing who they are and what they stand for. It's about creating a legacy that's just more than words. It's lived out every day as you grow together and as they mature. But today I want you to focus on just capturing a vision, just dream, okay? So let's daydream about your future. If you have never taken the time to daydream, I want you to wonder, I want you to just sit and wonder about what it would look like. Like, what would your family actually look like 5, 10, 20 years from now? I want you to sit with that for a bit. I want you to think about what comes to mind. And if you don't know where to start, don't worry, I've got you. All right. So at this point, I recommend you grabbing a journal. And I even have something really neat for you. But if you don't want to use a journal, I have a daydream journal that is wrapped up into a wonderful new goal planner for you. It is the Joyful Life Goal Planner. And you're going to be able to unpack every one of these steps within it. I have already gotten all the questions, they're already in there ready for you to download. So you don't actually have to take notes on all these questions, but you can just respond to them. So you can journal if you like, you can take notes if you like. But like I said, if you join our Patreon community, go to this episode, you're going to find the Joyful Life Goal Planner in there. And I have already done all the work for you. Now, it may not necessarily be in the same order because it has a lot more steps in it. So it's jam-packed with things for the future, for your goal planning for each year, and even just as needed. It goes quarterly and monthly, weekly even. And so you're going to love this goal planner. And it is my gift to you for being part of our Patreon community. I'm so thankful that you are here. And I just hope that you dig in, you share things with us along the way. If you have questions or you need ideas or inspiration, you get stuck somewhere, jump in that community and start chatting with people, because it's going to be a beautiful thing to see that community come together based on our dreams and goals. All right. So I want you to focus on making sure that when you're doing this exercise that you are distraction free, where you don't feel rushed, your phone's on do not disturb, and you're just ready to dream. You might have some music going on in the background. You might be sitting with your husband. You guys are daydreaming together, or you do it separately and then come back together. Totally up to you. All right, so here we go. These are the kind of questions that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what kind of family you want to be, what do you want to be known for, and how you want to show up in the world. So these are the questions that I use to kind of map that out. All right, number one is, when you imagine your family in the future, what brings you joy? I know that you're sitting there thinking about one day you're going to have your grandchildren at the table, or maybe you already do have grandchildren at the table, but you have this feeling. What feeling? You could just write one word. You can have, older kids participate in this as well, and they can draw pictures or they can write out sentences as well. Just go for it. This is just free writing, okay? Number two is, where do you want to be physically, financially, and emotionally as a family? Now, you might have a 5-year goal and a 10-year goal and a 20-year goal. You want to be able to build upon this. So, or you might even reverse engineer it and start at 20 years and work yourself back. This is where I want to be. And so how do I get there? I love reverse engineering goals. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right. Number three is, what kind of adventures and hobbies do we desire to have as a family or as a couple? It's important to keep your marriage healthy as well, no matter the number of kids. So you definitely want a section here for you as a couple and also as a family, because you need to be doing things together and together. All right. Number four is, do our daily habits reflect the life that we want, that we want our life to look like, or what kind of habits could we create to make that happen? Okay. We're going to talk about habits in another episode as well. So that's coming and we'll totally dive into that. But think about the things that you want to implement into your life. All right. What kind of people do we need to form relationships with to help us grow? And where do we find them? So the easy answer here is like church, right? And so what kind of people do you want to form relationships with? I want people in my life that I can trust my kids around, they can grow up with, that they can look up to. Okay, so we have role models. Okay, where do we find them? We could find them in church groups or local community groups, but we want to make sure that we have the same values. Okay, that's what's important there. And I don't know where you find those. Maybe you have a homesteading group. Maybe you're in a wellness group. So finding common factors, right? Okay. The next question is, what kind of systems do we need in our life to respect to education, health, and faith? And again, this is a jam-packed question. So you could do education. What kind of systems do we need to have the right education system in place? So if you're homeschooling or if you're doing some kind of extracurricular activity, what kind of systems do we need? Health. Are you part of a walking group? Are you in a neighborhood that is very together? And then faith, of course, is right there along with the church that we were just talking about, having people in your life that can stick around you that are closer than a brother. All right. The next one is, what kind of career goals do we have that support our goals financially and our ability for our family to grow in the direction that we want? Does our current location where we live support our goals? I mean, if you have goals to build snowmen in the wintertime and you don't have a mountain house, but you live in Florida, that doesn't really add up. So maybe you want to actually move to Colorado, like you've got to put location as a primary focus if you're not where you want to be long term. Or if you have family that's distant and you want to get closer to them, that's also another reason to relocate. And so how do you get there? We're building on that, right? Where could you plant roots to cultivate the life that you desire? All right, the last question is, do our present circumstances and career paths support our journey and where we want to go? If not, how can we make decisions that will help us move the needle in the direction of our vision? All right, when you are done with those questions, you are going to all come together. You're going to talk about it. It might just be you and your husband at first, but you can also do this with your older kids. This might be something that you're just shooting out goals and ideas and dreams, but the next step is really going to be where you can invite the little kids in. Hi, friend. Want a little more joy in your inbox? Join our email list for a warm welcome and a secret family recipe, the most delicious sugar cookies with icing, perfect for any occasion. On the Grits, Grace, and Granola blog, we inspire, equip, and empower you to live life joyful in every season. Plus, dive into our blog about motherhood insights, faith, home decor, tips, and more. Sign up today and make life a little sweeter together. This link is also in our show notes, so check it out. This is going to be fabulous. Now, get in one of your favorite places, whether it's your bed where everybody's gathered around for story time, or maybe it's your living room. For us, this would be our dining room table, because this is where we spend the majority of our time. We sit and eat meals every night together. We spend time together. This is where we draw. This is where we do schoolwork. Everything happens at the dining room table. We bird watch, all the things. So I want to encourage you to tell each member of the family, like, I want you to share your hopes and dreams about what you want in our family for the future. I want you to think about where you want to be 5 years from now. And I want you to think about the values that are important to us. And you might have to break that down if you have really young kids. For my almost 6-year-old, this is going to be so much fun because he can draw and he might not know how to write full-on words yet, but he is so imaginative. And so this is something that he loves to do. And so what do you envision for our family? What do you want our family to be known for? And then really listen to each other's input and look for common themes and desires. I even have a breakdown of this vision ideas in the goal planner as well. And you're going to love like just looking at that, and like you can even print that off. This is kind of a cheat sheet. You can print that off and have everybody just kind of highlight or circle which ones stick out to them, and then see which common ones come up during this conversation. Once you've got all these ideas on the table, no pun intended, start combining them into a cohesive statement that reflects your shared goals and values. Remember, keep it clear and simple, so it's something that everyone can remember and live by. You want your kids, even your 5-year-old, to be able to repeat this back to you. So here's some that might make sense. to live with love, faith, and adventure every day, to build a home where everyone feels valued, safe, and supported. Now, I even went ahead and I put in the goal planner, which you can download. I just put out a sheet that says vision statement. Okay, this can be your personal vision statement, it could be your business vision statement, but we're talking about family here. So your family vision statement, you can put it on the fridge, you can frame it, whatever you want, but it's a pretty little printout and you can just handwrite it on there really pretty and stick it somewhere where everyone can see it. And you can even make multiple copies of it so that it's all over the house, so that you have it in your bathroom as you're getting ready in the morning, and you're keeping that vision in front of you, just like we talked about in Habakkuk 2:2. Okay, now, how do you put this into practice? Like, how do you actually start moving towards that goal? The next episodes are going to help you get there, but if you want just a sneak peek, write down that family vision. Like I said, put it on the fridge, a bulletin board, a bathroom mirror, put it where everyone is going to see it every single day. So it's always on your mind. And then you're going to start weaving it into your day. So make your vision part of your everyday routine. If your family values connection, make it a point to have a tech-free dinner and share the highs and lows before bed. It's all about those little moments. Then you're going to set real goals together. Again, this is something that we're going to do together. Okay, I'm going to help you learn how to do this if you've never done this before. You're going to break down your vision into bite-sized doable goals. You want more quality time? Okay, plan a game night. Or if games aren't your thing, plan a monthly family adventure. We do this. We just went apple picking. It's something we do every year in August, right before my daughter's birthday. It's just kind of like everyone expects it at this point. So that's just something that we're going to value, that quality time and that connection. And that's how we're going to see that through. Remember, keep it simple and fun. You do not want this to make this annoying for people not to enjoy. You're meant to enjoy this. Then I also want you to check in regularly, keep it fresh, have family chats about how you're doing with the vision, how you're getting there. Celebrate what's working and tweak what's not. Stay flexible and keep growing together. All right. Next steps. Take some time this week to gather your family. Make the vision. Literally make it happen. I cannot wait. I want you to go over to Patreon in our community, and I want to see what you come up with. So write your family vision statement. In this episode, I want to see it happening. I want to watch you guys get ideas from each other and learn from one another. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, friends. I want you to remember that a joyful life isn't about being perfect. It's about living with purpose. Keep finding joy in every single season. All right. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.
Friend, let's celebrate. You've just finished another episode of There Will Be Joy. So I challenge you, find a friend to share this episode with, give them a big hug for me, and remember, keep spreading joy. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform and join our free Patreon community. And as always, leave a review if you're finding value in these episodes, because it means the world to me.